Hey, I'm TDHA and welcome to this army book review on the Kingdom of Equitaine, perhaps, from the ninth age. I'm looking at this as a knight. I played Bretonnia in Warhammer Fantasy when that existed, and um, yeah, so that's where my heart and soul is. And with Warhammer Fantasy gone, this might be the new thing I'm going to play, so I still can use my army. So this will be more of a first impression than a real walkthrough, but both because it's as you can see, it's only 0.10 beta, so this is not the end result, but also because I just want to skim it and give my ideas of what I think this could become. So let's see. They still have the blessing as a 6-up. Oh, so that's despite if they just start with that, and if they pray, they can get the 5+. That's great. That's a good change. Lance formation. Yeah, it's monstrous. Oh, impact hit once. That's okay for the first rank. Yeah, that's fine. Not game breaking or anything. And any rank. So it's not just the middle ones anymore. That's fine. So that's a couple more of attacks. So yeah, that's great. Jousting, you can choose another weapon. Yeah, I actually made something like that in my attempt of a Bretonnia rulebook when we didn't know if there would come a new one. I made one for fun. I actually think it was uploaded. Yeah, it was. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Beloved. So that's for the damsel, it seems, so she can decline challenges and stuff like that and stay in the back ranks. That's good. Nothing extraordinary. It's perhaps the wording is a little bit stronger than it was before, but yeah, not much. Both fealties, so that will be the inspiring. Yeah, so that's what every knight perhaps will have, so they can help peasants. Yeah, it seems like it. Questing, yeah, oh, they get buffed. That's nice. I kind of liked questing knights before, but this is an upgrade. That's a good way of doing it, actually. So they are experts in fighting monsters. That's a good idea. So that's pretty much the same as we know from the olden days. Yeah, I made something like that. I think mine was 1+1 to hit or something. Yeah, I think it's a great idea that there are sorts of knights, because that was actually a real thing. So there were different kind of swords throughout medieval history, and swords made for fighting on horseback are thinner and longer, so you can better hit your opponent. So they are actually very different from other swords. Swords used in fighting on foot are heavier, so you can crush your enemy with the sword and cut through armor and stuff like that, but you don't need that when you're fighting on horseback, because of the speed of the horse would actually give you that momentum. So that's great. And going back to questing knights, that's just a problem overall, because using a two-handed sword, it seems like they perhaps can use sword and board too. I don't know, I've not come to that yet, but using great weapons from horseback is actually almost impossible, because they are too heavy, so with the speed and everything, and they're too broad, so they will get caught in the wind, and you can't hit probably. You will hit the wrong places and stuff like that. It is not good, and you can the danger of hitting your own horse and stuff like that. It is not a good weapon to do it. I'll not say I actually don't think it would be impossible, but it would be very, very hard and very, very dangerous for yourself too. So, yeah. Virtues, I don't think I will go too much into them right now. I mostly just want to look at the rules. Items, yeah, I will come back to that later. So the list, the Chimpney Duke, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. A single virtue, no point limit, and it is not a part of magical items. I love that. That's just great. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Damsels. Nothing much to say. It looks like yeah, it pretty much looks like what we knew from before. Paladins. Yeah, same change. That's great. Yeah, and again, nothing else to comment on if you know the old book. No, not the old book, this is another system, but if you know what I'm coming from. And if you don't, please go back and watch some of the Bretonnia videos. I will not explain it all here. I'm just looking on the improvements and perhaps if there are something shining in my eyes, mistakes. Damsels, no. It's the same, pretty balanced, except more paths. Thank you. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me that we couldn't take as many paths as other wizards could. So that's great, that's a good idea. And they kind of make sense. So I haven't read the spells, so I'm just thinking of the lore of knights, and it makes perhaps wilderness. I don't know the lore of the kingdom in this game, but wilderness might not be as civilized and medieval knightly. I don't know. Yeah, but I haven't read the lore yet, so I don't know. But maybe that should fall out and they should get something else. But who knows? Castellan. Oh, so that's a kind of a peasant. Yeah, that's a great idea. We need that. That's a good idea. I actually had that in something like that, not this particular, but something like that in my book. And taking crossbows makes sense in a medieval army. It's one of the most powerful ranged weapons. It was banned by the Pope. Knights aspiring, so that's some kind of errant knights. So is that? No, it seems like everyone has that. Okay. Also, perhaps it's just because it has been changed that it's green now. I don't know. Oh, so they can actually be kind of a light cavalry. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea too. Yeah. Oh, and I could rule change to contemptuous too. That actually makes more sense too. Yeah, I like that. Never thought of making them that way. So that they must pursue or overrun. So they're not forced to attack someone, but if they do, they are forced to finish the job if they are able. Oh, and D3 when wearing light armor. Yeah, that's okay. You can make a pretty long charge then. Knights of the Realm. They look pretty much the same. Yeah, I'm not looking at the stats right now because they can change 100 times. It is mostly what they think about the rules and stuff. So peasant levy. Yeah, so that's a replacement for men-at-arms, it seems like. So 4 points in model, much better fee. Yeah, that's a good idea, because before you can just change, so you would always just take the hobble, in my opinion, to get the extra strength, if you ever took them, that is. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's a good idea with battle hardened, so that you can gain 1 weapon skill and 1 leadership, because that was one of the reasons they were almost impossible to use. I don't know about the leadership. Yeah, it's okay, but you will always use them with a knight or something in the vicinity anyway. I think I would, but yeah. Peasant bowmans. Good idea to make a cap on skirmishing. Flaming. So they can okay, peasants upgrading to crossbows. Yeah, okay. So what I did, I made 2 different classes of peasants and lowborns, because peasants would not have crossbows. They were way too expensive and hard to maintain. So it was like city levies and stuff like that in the Middle Ages, wearing crossbows, or mercenaries, professional soldiers. So yeah, not the peasant mustard. But yeah, I can see this simplifies stuff, so it's okay, and it would be, I know from experience, it's hard to put in these burger classes, what you would call citizens, because game mechanics and rule mechanics are overlapping, and yeah, and the point adjustments and stuff like that. So this is an okay idea, but yeah, it's a little bit weird. Peasants were to supply their own weapons, so yeah. So let's see, stakes. It seems like it used to. Questing nights. Yeah, this I've been looking forward to. So as I said in the game review, I really like when they combine the profiles, and I actually think they should have done it with knights too, but that's just me. Yeah, I don't think it makes a lot of sense, especially because it's actually the same stuff a lot of the places, and yeah, but that's just me. And I don't think it makes sense that the horse has a leadership at all, because it cannot lead. Yeah, and if it has a rider, it will do as told. If the rider is good enough, and if it does not have a rider, it will not do as the non-existing rider will tell it. So yeah, it should just have the knights. Of course, it can get scared and stuff, but it would still be the rider's skill that determined if he could maintain the horse or not. I think that mechanic is a bit weird, but it has been around since forever, also in Warhammer Fantasy, and yeah, so it's okay. But let's see what I'm interested in here. Yeah, they can use a bastard sword that counts as a hellbard. So they can actually use a hand and shield like combination. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think you do have the knight sword, so I think I will just give them that, and maybe call it, yeah, I don't know, you could give it a variation, just call it knightly bastard sword if you really like that word, or improved blessed knightly sword, or something like that, and then let it have the rule as the knight sword, and then perhaps a +1 strength or +1 to hit or whatnot. I can't even, yeah, but that's just me. It works, but it is just the difference in names, because it is not a special rule. Or, yeah, I don't know. Make it a special rule. Could a paladin, for example? No, he cannot take it. He should be able to take the Hellbard bastard sword if he had the questing vow. Yeah, and the same about the Duke. If they have the questing vow, of course they should be able to have the same equipment as the questing knights. That need to be fixed. Actually, I think that very much. That needs to be fixed. So let's see. Yeah, it has taken some time already, so I will rush a little bit, not too much, but let's see. Pegasus Knights. It seems quite okay. A little bit of what we know. And barding, yeah, that's important. Of course they need to take barding. The models, the old Games Workshop models had barding and couldn't take it. That was just so dumb and stupid. Yeah, so it has been changed on the other horses because they have the barding regardless, and here it is a 6+ because you can buy the barding. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and they are rank and file. I love that. That might be the best change to this unit at all. I think that's almost more important than the barding. Yeah. Human Outriders. Nope. No way. No crossbows on on peasant bowmen's 2-horse. That nope. They need to remove that. That should not be an option. Crossbows in medieval time are big. They are hard to reload. You cannot do it on horseback. It is not doable. Elves and more advanced nations might have one-handed crossbows, but not a peasant, not a feudal crossbow. Nope, it is not okay. I don't know if I've said that in any videos, but I have a candidate in history and religious science, so I know a little bit about Middle Ages. My period of choice is the Viking era in the Norse parts of the world, but I know some stuff about medieval ages still. Yeah. So this is, yeah, another thing I'm not crazy about. It's okay, but knights on foot is not. They are not real knights. It happened, but it was more a manner of not having horses or being in locations where you couldn't fight on horses, but moving around in heavy armor and stuff like that is not fun. You can do it. You can be quick in a well-made armor, even full plate, but it is not funny. You don't want to do that, you don't gain any bonuses on being on foot in an armor like that. They're designed to horseback fighting, and that's where they excel. It's okay, but there should be no need. There really should be no need. And why put a nobleman on foot in a regiment among other noblemen? It doesn't make a lot of sense in my head, but yeah. The one thing is, it's nice for game mechanics. It is nice to be able to field an infantry unit, but then make the burghers. Make a militia class that are better trained than the peasants, and give them better equipment. But yeah, I think this is, I don't know. It's okay, but it will not fit into the fluff of my army. That's for sure. Peasant Crusaders. Oh, so that's so that would be something of a what would be called in fantasy, Grail relics. Yeah. Yeah. 10 models, 7 per pop. It seems okay. It seems okay. Yeah, bound. That's a good idea. I work with something like that in my book too. Yeah, it seems okay. I can figure out if I would use them, but yeah, right next to ranks. They might be fun, but I'm just skimming now because we're going on 20 plus minutes. So, Grey Knights. Up to 7 models. That's weird. I hope I would be allowed to put in 2 heroes so we can hit 9. Strength 4, that's good, because being, anything else is done. Toughness 4, yeah. They're still just humans, but yeah, it seems okay. I'm actually still not crazy about them though. Maybe when I try to field them on the board, I've fielded them even though I didn't particularly like them, just because fluff-wise it is one of the things that is kind of okay. The thing about the numbers that I do like is that in the old fluff, I do know that's another game, but it was actually told that they're normally they would never travel in packs. They would be alone, and the same actually about the questing knight. They will only travel alone on smaller packs. But so putting them in regiments are actually a little bit weird to me. They should be single characters. Saint likes that should be able to take on regiments of other humans. So in my head it would be something like weapon skill much higher, and perhaps a watch save of 5 normally, 4 against strength 5 and higher, and stuff like that. But yeah, but that is something totally different, and a couple of wounds, 2 or 3 wounds like a hero. Yeah, but yeah, that would be something totally different. I know that. Siege War Machine. Let's see. Okay, so we have 4 now. Okay, to choose from. So 10 in the middle, 4 on the outside. That's fine. And giving an armor piercing. Okay, yeah. So -2 to armor from the strength 4. That's okay. Bolt thrower. If it's strength 6, armor piercing 6, why not just say armor, the strength 6, no armor? Wouldn't that be the same? Yeah, it will remove 10 armor. That is, yeah, the wording should just have been different there, I think. And the same up here. No armor. That would be way easier. Of course, the strength value decays. So if there are a lot of ranks, they could get to... Yeah, but it will still be a -6 to armor. Yeah. It should just say no armor. Correct me if I'm wrong, but... Yeah. You can have a 1-up. So -6 would be a 0. Yeah. -5 would be a 6-up, right? I think so. That is not necessary. No, yeah, for 40. So the trebuchet gains armor piercing and +1 strength on both for 40 points. Yeah, that's a lot of shots. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll not go into the rest here. So that was that. I like this army book. I will try it out. There are primarily good things. There are some things that small things, as I said, they need to work with, but it seems quite good. And of course, they cannot make everybody happy. They can make some happy, but not everyone. So yeah, I like it. And if you liked it, please subscribe and like. If you agree or disagree, please comment and we can have a discussion. And I will see you soon.